Hi, so this is a Q&A video because you guys, as in the community, said that you would kind of, want some questions answered for Hunt and other games, but primarily Hunt. In fact, I'm pretty sure all this is Hunt Showdown related, and because I am a kind and benevolent god, I thought that I would do the answers to your questions. This is completely unscripted. I'm reading the questions as I go, because f you, that's why. Pretty much these are all Hunt questions. I'm scrolling through them now. There's not actually you know what, there's more than you know what, bugger it, there's actually a lot more than I thought there was. But anyway, I'm going to crack on with them. I'm going to answer the questions. Some of them I actually think I have photo proof. Yeah, some of them I do, some of them are pretty much just standard questions. So here we go, a Hunt video Q&A, hooray, hooray! So, first question. What is the furthest shot you've killed a hunter with the uppercut? That, my friend, is a very easy one. I feel like that's kind of catered to me, and you're kind of baiting me there, and if so, then f you, because I don't want your f***ing bait, but it is 169 meters, and I have a screenshot of it, which should hopefully be on screen right now. Right, Nessa? Right? This should be on screen? Anyway, hopefully it's on screen. 169 meters. You goddamn right. And if you're wondering how I did it, this was patch 4, no, before patch 4. It was from, they were in Devant Ranch, and I was in the little field just outside Slaughterhouse where there's that sniper tower that you can climb in. But I was just next to that sniper tower, and I landed a uppercut headshot from that sniper tower through the little window in Devant Ranch. There was a hunter inside who had taken about 5 fall damage from falling down something, and then he tried to peek me at a window, and I clapped him, and the rest is history. The next question is, what's the weapon you'd most like to see be made more expensive to fit its strength better? Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Now, as I said, I'm reading all these questions for the first time right now, so you actually can hear my genuine reaction, and I don't have a planned response. The weapon I'd most like to see be made more expensive to fit its strength better. It's gonna sound really stupid, but I honest to goodness think it's the Romero. And I know that sounds dumb because Romero is starting weapon, but hear me out. That shotgun is fantastic. If you're good with it, it is an absolute behemoth. And the same could be said from probably any gun in Hunt. If you're good with it, it's fantastic, with the exception of maybe the poison crossbow, I guess. But the Romero is just so good. It's just so absolutely good. Yes, it's a noob cannon, but it is a cannon, though, and if you are good with it, taking someone out of a fight instantly is just absolutely amazing. I'd probably like to see it be a little bit more expensive. Not extremely more expensive, but just like a little bit, just like a slight bump up the chain, maybe another $30 or $50 tacked onto it. Not like $100 tacked onto it, but just bump up the price like a teeny tiny bit. Make it a bit more expensive. I think it's absolutely fantastic for what it is. Next question. Can you still hear a gun with a silencer if you're close enough or in the same compound? The answer is yes, technically. If you're close enough, and I mean like close, like within, 5 meters, close, yeah, you can hear someone fire a silenced pistol, but in the same compound, no, you won't. A silenced sparks maybe, because the silenced sparks has that noise to it, but a silenced pistol, no, you're just not going to hear that in the same compound. If I'm on one side of Devant Ranch and you're on the other side of Devant Ranch and you have a silenced weapon and you shoot the silenced weapon at me, I am going to be completely oblivious to where I got shot from. Just no hope. The next question is, what got me into Hunt and what keeps me playing? Very good question. What got me into Hunt was the fact that I saw it on early access and I was like, hell yes, motherfucking cowboys with motherfucking guns. I want to shoot some motherfucking supernatural beasts. And then I played it, and it was a buggy, unoptimized mess, and I was like, why? Why are you a thing, and why does Scupper Lake exist? But then I put some more time into it, and it was still a buggy and optimized mess, and I kept getting shot on the head because I was bad, and I left. But I came back to the game after I'd heard that the game had changed, and it wasn't a buggy and optimized mess, and I did. And what keeps me playing is, frankly, the combat loop, because in the words of, I think, every person playing a Souls game before it, I learned to get motherfucking good, and then I got pretty good. And although I'm not the best player, I'd consider myself to be good at the game, and yeah, that combat loop is just So good, because we don't play it for the progression system, okay? No, we play it for the combat loop, because the combat loop is amazing. Yeah, that's it. That's why when I get to prestige 100, and I'm prestige 56 now, I think, if I get to prestige 100, I don't know what the absolute I'm gonna do with myself, because I don't know. The combat loop and achieving something is what keeps me playing. If it's just the combat loop, I don't know if that's going to be enough, but I hope it is. I hope it is. Next question is, what's the better mode to learn how to play? Quick play, solo into duo, or find a duo partner? I am a purist, and I would say bounty hunt, because when I was playing and learning, there was no quick play, and there was no tutorial mode. And I know this sounds like a whole bunch of old man shakes fist cloud, but there was no tutorial mode. There was no, oh hey, you died, you get to keep your hunter. You know, back in my day, you know, you had 100 tier 1 hunters had 100 health. You know, at all points, and until you bought more, and you vit shots or 1.5 second uses with full health, and you retained full movement while doing it. You know, learning the game was trial by fire. You threw yourself in the deep end, and you just kept dying and dying and dying and dying until you had no dollars left. And when you had no dollars left, the game pitied you. It took mercy upon you, and it gave you a free hunter only when you had $0 left. That was it. You know, that's how I learned it. So I still, if you want to be purist, I think just jumping in the deep end and playing bounty hunt is the way to do it. But there's a lot more accessible options now, so quick play is fantastic, and I wholeheartedly do recommend you jump into quick play. Quick play will allow you to experience weapons that you otherwise wouldn't get to experience normally if you're not particularly great, or maybe you don't want to go down a particular tree, you know, and grab them, stuff like that. You know, I do think that quick play is a very good way to experience the game, experience the general combat loop, and get good at it that way. It also teaches you how to defend buildings, because my goodness, you know, camping with the wellspring is just the way it's done. Next is, how do I not be scared of the spider? I wouldn't know. I live in Australia. I see 10, 12 spiders every day. The spider in Hunt Showdown is basically a common house spider at this point, so I can't really answer that for you. But if you really want to know how do you not be scared of the spider, take in a bomb lance and realize you can swat it down in about 4 hits. So do it that way. Or a sticky bomb. Sticky bomb's great. Or just get someone to do it for you. You know, just get someone to do it for you. Easy peasy. Next question says, in regards to equipment loadout, what is the most efficient way to set up a character? And what are my thoughts on suppressed rifles / pistols? That's 2 questions, but you know what? I'm going to answer them for you because buggy you. In regards to equipment loadout, what is the most efficient way to set up a character? That's really just your choice. You can put your secondary in your slot 1 and primary in slot 2. That's just personal preference. I like, you know, primary first, secondary in the second slot, and then I have my knife on 3, and so on and so forth. I do think, though, in terms of efficient, binding your tools and binding your consumables is a smart option. My medkits are on V, for example. Vitality shots are on my side mouse button. I think my first throwable is bound to Z. My second throwable to C, I think. I have those bound, and it might sound silly, but having those bound makes a world of difference. Oh yeah, my 4th tool is bound to E, and that's usually like a decoy fuse or a flare pistol, and that might not sound like something that's, you know, integral, but being able to just press E and throw a decoy fuse and then aim down sight where you've thrown that decoy fuse because that person's going to run out of tree is just fantastic. I have a clip of it somewhere, and hopefully Nessa will find the clip and play it, because you're awesome. Next is, what are my thoughts on suppressed rifles and pistols? I think they're good. I think they have a place. I have friends of mine who think they should be buffed, and I think those friends of mine are wrong. I think that suppressed pistol is really cool with fanning, and it's basically a laser pistol. It's very accurate with fanning. It's very good. Suppressed rifles, I don't really know. They're kind of annoying. They do have a place. They do have a play style. You know, for someone who wants to just sit back and take shots and just be like a sneaky, cheeky, breeky about it, they're definitely in the game for a reason. They do absolutely demand a particular playstyle, and if you're willing to put in the time and energy to dedicate yourself to learn that playstyle, then more power to you. But if you're going to put that time and energy into learning a particular playstyle, just go and put that time and energy into learning something that's absolutely freaking awesome, like the bomb lance, right? Learn how to land a bomb lance shot at 30 meters and be considered a god, right? Just, there's your answer. Next question is, what's your favorite gun? And why is it the Nitro Express? That was the question. That's actually the question. What's your favorite gun and why is it the Nitro? I know who wrote this, and because it's my editor, I will answer it. My favorite gun is the Lebel, not just because I have a skin of it named after me, but also because of the fact that the Lebel is awesome, has a fast bullet velocity, just a little bit faster than the Mosin, but realistically that doesn't mean anything. At the end of the day, it really just comes down to the iron sights, and I love the iron sights on the Lebel because the iron sights on the Lebel are fantastic. I personally don't like the iron sights on the Mosin. That's just me. You say, why is it the Nitro Express Rifle? It's not the Nitro Express Rifle. The Nitro Express Rifle looks like you're looking into a butthole. It's not really my thing. Moving on. So, picking Hunter, Tier 1 versus Tier 2 versus Legendary. I think you're asking, in this particular question, what would I use in terms of... That's my zipper on my jacket, in case you're wondering. Did he just fart into the mic? No, it's my zipper. Picking a Tier 1 versus Tier 2 versus Legendary. I think, honestly... I look at their traits, right? I look at their traits, and if the Legendary... You can't tell what traits the Legendary has. It's just a free roll of the dice, but you can tell what the Tier 1 or Tier 2 has in advance. If they have cool traits, I'm going to pick them up, and also I'm probably going to sell the weapons that comes with them, so I'm kind of getting the majority of my money back, so it's not as expensive. Legendary just to roll the dice, but 9 times out of 10, I actually take a Legendary, purely because I just need to run as the Carcass Gun Runner, because my goodness, those arms. My goodness, those arms. The next question. When should I do my prestige? As soon as possible, or do I unlock all the weapon entries first? Personally, for me, I do it just as soon as possible. Unlocking weapon entries means nothing for me because when I get to my desired goal of prestige, which is prestige 100, I will unlock all the weapon entries then. So, yeah, personally, I do it ASAP, but your mileage may vary. Next question. Should I retire my Hunter? Well, this is a good one, actually. Should I retire my Hunter as soon as possible, or is it better to risk getting to 50? So, in my opinion, running a 50 is always a better option. I've explained this a few times on my broadcast, on stream, but I'll run you through it really quickly now. When you retire a Hunter, you get 100 experience for every level of that Hunter. So if you retire a level 50, you get 5,000 experience. You can only retire Hunters once they reach level 25 or above, but if you retire a Hunter, you get 5,000 experience, which is a lot of experience. However, a good game of Hunt, as in you get the bounty, you maybe kill a few players, that usually nets you about 5,000 to 6,000 experience, thereabouts. If you run a level 50 Hunter, and you gain 5,000 to 6,000 experience from that good game, instead of that 5,000 or 6,000 experience going to your Hunter and then to your Bloodline rank, all of that experience goes directly to your Bloodline, because it can't go to your Hunter anymore. So if you go in with a level 50 and you get 5,000 experience, well then you've already broken even. If you'd retired it, you've already broke even. And that's a cool thing. But if you continue to run that level 50, you keep getting experience going directly to your Bloodline. So retiring a Hunter as soon as possible is definitely the option if you're not confident in running that level 50. If you're not feeling particularly confident that day, sure, definitely retire it. But if you want to get all the experience you can for that big dick reward, run the level 50, crush levels, and you'll smash through prestiges. There, hopefully that answered some of the questions, not all of them, but yeah, thanks so much for asking them. If there are more questions you want to ask, feel free to leave them in the comments below, or join the Discord and link them there in the Hunt Showdown Q&A panel, and I will do my best to address them in the next video. You can find me live 6 days a week at twitch.tv/Geef. Pretty easy to find. I play a lot of Hunt Showdown, a lot of other games as well, but primarily Hunt Showdown these days. I've got a slight addiction to it. Yeah, thanks for coming. Hope this answers your questions, and I'll see you next time. Okay, cool. Bye-bye.